Hello and thank you for joining us on the Monday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Zubakun. Today on the program, Amotekun arrests 4,000 suspected criminals in 5 months in Ondo State. As Governor Masari says, 13,500 Katsina residents have fled to Nigerian Republic over insecurity. And later on the show, crisis rock Rivers, Oyo and Benue APC over governorship primaries as Lagos PDP chairman seeks cancellation of party's primaries. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Olayinka Oyegbile. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Thank you for joining us. For centuries, the idea of mixing religion with politics has generated endless debates, and it is not ending yet. In Benue State, North Central Nigeria, the Catholic Diocese of Gboko has suspended Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia for expressing interest in contest the governorship election in the state. Father Alia is among the 12 governorship aspirants who purchased expression of interest and nomination forms of the All Progressive Congress APC to participate in the party's primaries. A letter of suspension addressed to all priests, religious and laity of the diocese indicates that the affected priest was earlier warned in line with the rules of the church on partisan politics. This is very funny.
Yes, I've been hearing about this cleric for some time. If I was told that he's very popular and he wants to be governor. Reverend Father Moses Adasu, was governor of that state many years ago. So he must have fancied his own chances of becoming another Adasu in Benue State. Okay. Don't also forget, even during the Second Republic, we had popular politicians like Wilson Sabia from the old Gongola State. Yeah. You know, Wilson Sabia is now, I think, the current Taraba State.
Okay.
That's where yes. Now. Yes, you know.
And the same Taraba, we had Reverend Father Jolly.
We have Reverend Father Jolly Nyame, Jolly Tanko Nyame, you know. So we've always had clerics, you know, showing interest in politics and all that. And the thing about them is they're always very popular. Till today, Nyame remains popular in that state, you know. So this Reverend Father must have thought that, well, this is his chance. He has some support, therefore he should throw his heart in the ring. Maybe he should just quit
the
pulpits and launch fully into politics, you know. But to mix politics with the pulpit is not something that people want to see. And that's why even in Enugu State, you see this Catholic priest always
Reverend Father
Mbaka is always in trouble, and even the Catholic Church has also warned him that they don't want him to be making political statements. But he still spoke some days back, advising the governor of Enugu State not to allow people that he called cultists to succeed him. Not to allow people who will be hostile to him to succeed him. So Mbaka simply cannot leave politics alone. Stop. There was a time that even he predicted that President Buhari will win the election, and he's been close to some people in the APC. You know, so
Inga, what is wrong with a clergy, as in an ordained clergy,
well,
as in embracing politics?
As long as he still wears the cassock or he still leads a particular congregation, there's everything wrong in it. But the moment he says he's quitting the...
But don't forget, Pastor Tunde Bakare is running.
Yes. is running,
Yes,
his own case perhaps
He
might
owns-
be
he
a
owns
little
his
bit
church.
different,
Okay.
different because he owns the church.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can as well assume that perhaps all members of his church are subscribers to his own political faith. But in this case, Catholic Church run across all party lines. It's just like a Baptist pastor or a Redeemed pastor coming into politics and not wanting to leave the pulpit. You cannot mix both. All you need to do, in fact, for you, let's take a cue now. Should this man lose this contest, next time, whoever succeeds as the governor of Benue State, either APC, SDP, or whatever, whatever he says will be colored by politics. Because even when he's saying the truth, people will say it's a soft grape attitude because he didn't win an election. That's why he's criticizing. So it's better when you want to dabble into politics, you make sure that you leave the pulpit. Is for instance now thinking that someone like the Bishop of Sokoto will now purchase party ticket that he wants to contest.
That's
So
Reverend Father Matikuka.
Why still keeping his position?
why is he keeping his position? The two don't
Ogo
mix.
Baba Adeboye
Exactly.
saying that he wants to
He wants
contest
to-
for president.
So-
Why still holding
Those
his job
things-
as GO?
Conflict
Those
of interest
things,
there.
yeah.
It's a very serious conflict of
He should just make up his mind and go. He cannot.
Since
be-
it's popular-
Even Adasu that we spoke about left his post before contesting to be governor.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Despite some pockets of protests, the ban on operations of commercial motorcyclists, popularly called Okada, in 6 local government areas of Lagos State is getting more support. The Hausa community, under the auspices of Lagos State Arewa community, has directed its members to comply with the ban on activities of commercial motorcyclists. In a 9-point communique read by the Secretary General of the association, Musa Saleh, the group resolved that all its members must comply with the ban. Let's hear from him.
Operators in some local government in the state is not a new law. It has been in existence for over 10 years. We resolve today unanimously that all our members must comply within the provisions of the law of Lagos State. We are law-abiding and will always continue to intimate all our members to continue to be law-abiding and operate within the ambit of the law. 2, we support all measures taken by the Lagos State government in its efforts towards protecting lives and properties of all Lagosians. 3, we condemn in totality the activities of all criminal elements who are mostly foreigners from Nigerian Republic, Chad, Cameroon, and other neighboring countries, who have infiltrated the ranks of those genuine riders, thereby perpetrating all forms of crime in Lagos State and are constituting serious threats to the lives and security of lives and properties of Lagosians. 4, we are calling on all security agents to identify and arrest all those criminal elements masquerading as Okada riders. 5, we are also taxing the Nigerian Immigration Service to step up its action along the borderline in checking the influx of all those foreign elements coming into the country without genuine intention. 6, we are in total commitment and support to the administrative policy of the Lagos State government in getting rid of all security threats, promoting peace and tranquility, safeguarding lives and properties of Lagosians, and the massive provision of development of infrastructure facilities for all Lagosians. 7, we are calling on all well-meaning Arewa community members to comply with our common resolve and avoid the local governments of Apapa, Surulere, Lagos Island, Lagos Mainland, Etiosa, and Ikeja. 8. We will work with the Lagos State government and the Association of Arewa Okada Riders towards implementation of the extant law and documentation of all riders in all local governments of Lagos State. We must have adequate data on everyone.
General ban, there's no how you want to build a mega city like Lagos State and with, you know, the operation of commercial motorcycle, popularly known as Okada, all around the major metropolis. There's no restriction. At the point in time, during the administration of Akinwumi Ambode, it was, I think it started from Babatunde Fashola, and Ambode upheld the ban. And right now, we know that they proscribe their activities, especially in those 6 local governments that were listed.
Yes. And they were told, avoid the highways. Some highways have already been designated as no-go areas. Yes. But you see these people not just going to those highways, but riding against traffic on those highways. And you are riding against traffic, endangering your life and endangering the life of your passenger. Yet, if by mistake any vehicle brushes these people, you see them, they will gather. They don't even want to know. I've seen a woman, you know, in Ogun State, because Ogun State also appears to be one of the states where they are running rampant. The woman brushed with an Okada rider. He was not even seriously injured. The next thing, they were rough-handing this woman. They dragged her out of the car.
They could kill her.
I mean, these are animals, the way they were behaving.
Yes.
I said, what's the meaning of this?
Next thing they could
People can go to the extent of setting a man ablaze. They brought petrol in broad daylight to set a man ablaze in a place like Admiralty Way.
Lucky.
Admiralty Way does not sleep. Even at midnight, is active. It's one of the most active areas in this Lagos State. But they had the temerity in broad daylight to set somebody ablaze.
The numerical strength, the number, we can just...
If we send police to them, they trust themselves that they can confront the police.
Yes, because of the...
A lot of them are criminals, they have guns. So you see them, a lot of them are robbers. Terrorists. They actually, once night comes, they use their bikes to rob people. There is no reason in the world for the Lagos State government and the governor to not summon the political will to take a decisive action against these people. It has reached that point. How many people are they going to kill before we do what's right? A policeman, a police officer killed by them. They are already outlaws in Lagos. They see themselves as above the law. And we have said it. These guys, they are not people who vote during elections. Let nobody think that, oh, if we do this to them, then they can influence what happens on election day. They are not Nigerians. With that,
you're not be able to do anything.
I'm happy that even the Musa Saleh, who just spoke now, said a lot of them are Cameroonians, Nigerians. They are not Nigerians.
Chadians.
See, I've spoken. There was one who picked me sometime when I was fixing my car in the Akute area. I spoke Hausa to him. He did not understand. He was just looking at me like a momo. He could not speak a word of Hausa.
The one that could
so
speak
to even imagine, they are not even Nigerians.
Is different, yeah.
So this was how we left foreigners to become terrorists in the northeast. We left foreigners to become bandits in the northwest. Now foreigners are trying to overrun Lagos, and we are looking at them. We have been emotional over something that we should take a decisive action. Yesterday, Kunleshi was talking on JH, and he said that he remembered that there was a town hall meeting, that Jide was there. I was not just there. I was the moderator of the town hall meeting. And at that town hall meeting, the overwhelming opinion was that these people should be banned.
Lekule Yusuf.
Yes.
He mentioned it yesterday that Babajide was there. I was not just there. I was the moderator of that town hall meeting.
Organized by the Lagos State government.
Yes, there were traditional rulers, people from all walks of life. They came. Even the Okada riders themselves, they were present. And the commissioner showed us a documentary.
Akim Odumuso, I remember that clip.
Accidents. You see accident, people with broken limbs and all that. The preponderance of such people are victims of Okada accident. Robbery on the rise because of their wayward behavior. You now turn Lekki a highbrow area. They've seized Lekki by the jugular. In fact, they are behaving like they own Lekki now. And we are looking at them. We think that they are these people, that they matter. They don't matter. If we send them back, nothing will happen.
But a lot of people want to put up arguments. They want to say now that the crime rates will increase in Lagos, that what do you want them to eat, that this the unemployment rate, that a lot of graduate and master degree holders riding Okada using this to bring food on the table
all those
for their family.
arguments are, as far as I'm concerned, a sophistry. The issue is there are some roads where you can operate. If you are in Akute, if you are in Alagbado and all those areas, there are some inner roads that you can operate. The government has not said you can't operate there. But for you to operate on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, on Third Mainland Bridge, and all those places is what the government is talking about. Now, they've taken over the whole of Lekki. If what happened in Lekki had happened in Agege or Yanakwaja and the rest of them, we would say that, oh, okay, no, it's the character of those places. But see what has happened. In Lekki, of all places, and it took this to happen for even the government to wake up. I've said this here several times. All over the world, criminals are always afraid of killing uniformed men, especially when they are in uniform. What happened in Ajao Road by the airport? A senior police officer in uniform was killed by Okada riders and nothing happened. So what exactly are you telling them? What you are telling
what will it
take
take to ban them?
Exactly.
What will it take to ban them?
You people who always say that there will be more armed robbers, there will be more this, there will be more that. I don't believe in that. If that is exactly your motive for riding Okada, yes. But if it is not your motive, there are other things you can do.
You know, some people are even saying that, look, that if Kano can ban Okada,
Yeah.
and heaven did not fall.
Yeah.
Because if you know the number of Okada riders in Kano Metropolis.
Even in Jigawa and the rest of them.
I lived in Kano. I worked in Kano. I worked in Kano for years. I caught my journalism teeth in Kano. Though I did not start journalism there. But I caught my teeth in the real sense of the word in Kano. So Kano had far more Okada riders than any Nigerian city, any Nigerian state. Yeah. In fact, we used to describe them as in Kano that in Kano the Okada rider has a laissez-faire attitude to life. We used to describe them like that because they were so many and they were aggressive and they speed. You know, you would like to take Okada in Kano because one, they move very fast and it's cheap. It's cheap.
Very.
But when they were using Okada to kill people during the Boko Haram insurgency, the height of it, 2013, 2014, the government had to take a decision. And it was a civilian regime. It wasn't a military regime.
Exactly.
It doesn't take a military regime to take big decisions. Big decisions. In Taraba now, they've been banned. The governor banned them in response to rise in crime. Akpabio banned them in Akwa Ibom. That is where Okada riding began in Nigeria.
Yes.
That is where it began. The history of Okada riding in Nigeria, commercial motorcycle in Nigeria began in that place. Not even in Kano. If they can ban it at his cradle, where it all began. And they were not emotional about it. They just felt it was the right thing to do. Akpabio replaced them. He replaced bikes with taxis and told those who are interested, come, we'll give this to you. Lagos has got the resources to replace those stupid Okada that they are riding.
1,000 taxis.
Lagos has got the resources to bring in proper commuter buses. Some of them just 7-seater buses, 8-seater, or even less than that. Lagos has got the resources to put this nonsense to an end, to put the rubbish that these guys are doing to an end. If we can come out publicly, at the risk of our lives, being prominent people to say, look, these people have to go. The government has to find the courage to take the right decision. That is the thing. How much longer is it going to take? How many people are they going to kill? Are we going to wait until they kill a commissioner in Lagos State? Yeah?
Right.
So they must kill a police commissioner before we do what is right? They've got to go.
Wow, they've got to go. Moving on now, the success being recorded by Amotekun Corps indicates that the way to go for us as a country is state or community policing. The Ondo State Security Agency, otherwise known as Amotekun Corps, has arrested more than 4,000 suspected criminals across the 18 local government areas of the state in the last 5 months. The agency said the suspects were involved in various criminal activities like kidnapping, armed robbery, human trafficking, illegal possession of firearms, among others, between January and May. Meanwhile, the governor of Katsina State, Aminu Masori, said more than 13,000 residents have been forced to flee their communities to neighboring Nigerian Republic over constant attacks. First of all, let's deal with Amotekun first. Jide, Governor Akeredolu did not mince word when he set up this Amotekun, and he had a straight objective in his mind, and he has been able to at least implement what he meant by, the insecurity around. Before, when you look at Ondo North, it was the bandits were on
rampage.
Yes, they were on rampage. So right now, we can say that, yes, these people, the police cannot do everything, but complementing the effort of the police, they've really recorded, they have a good scorecard.
Yes, and if there's anything that the white-bearded man has achieved in that place, he has responded effectively to an existential threat. At a point, it seemed like even the Southwest was going to be overrun. We discover good leaders in moments of adversity. Arakunrin stood up to be counted. We said it at that time that, look, we can't play politics with the lives of our people. The security of our people, we can't play politics with it. And that was why I criticized the Attorney General when he was trying to frustrate the idea of Amotekun. But we did the right thing, backed it by law, and today we are reaping the benefits. The rate at which people are being kidnapped in that state, especially in northern Ondo State, has gone down.
Okay, Jide, let's quickly take this breather. When we come back, we'll talk more. Still journalist hangouts. We'll be right back. Yes, Amotekun. Okay, Jide, before we went on break, you welcome back. We were talking about the achievement of the Amotekun Corps.
Yes, and I'm saying that. I was saying the rate at which we used to hear stories of kidnapping, no one is saying it has stopped, but it has gone down significantly. And it's even using them even in the state capital, Akure. There was a time even during the COVID era that they were being used to enforce the curfew. So Amotekun has been so useful. I can tell you that Ondo State and Osun State, they are models for other states in the Southwest in terms of the success story of Amotekun. You now read about Amotekun and the police doing joint operation. You know, which is very good news. Not seeing each other as rivals, going together to storm bandits' den and arresting these bad boys. I mean, if they can continue along that line, honestly, the sky is their target. And I'm so happy with the governor. He has invested his emotion, invested everything to make Amotekun succeed. The death of Baba Fashoranti's daughter was the turning point.
Yes. Yeah. And that traditional ruler.
Yeah.
Yes. And somebody who retired from JAMB as a deputy director became traditional ruler, and then they just wasted him. Very close. He was already get close to his hometown. The driver was trying to reverse. He didn't know that there was another group behind. They opened fire. So those two incidents prompted us to now say, yes, we've got to do what is right. Now,
Arakuni felt the problem because in his domain, you have areas in the North Akoko area, the Ose local government area, where you have bandits terrorizing people in their farms and everything. So this Amotekun is very important.
You know, as he said, as BKO said, you know a leader in times of crisis. When things are going fine, anyone can be a leader. But when crisis comes, who is a leader will be defined by that crisis. It was that crisis that defined Arakuni. At that point, you will notice that because the Attorney General then, the Attorney General was trying to give some problem, the other governors seemed to be dilly-dallying. And the man came up and looked at it. Look,
no, play politics.
It is the Ondo State people who elected me as their governor. It is not the Attorney General or the federal. My votes didn't come from the federal level. Yes. It came from the state. And if I can't protect people of the state who voted for me, then I'm a failure. So he stood up and galvanized everyone. And as a lawyer, a senior lawyer for that matter, and a former president of the NBA, they said, okay, you have not localized it, all your House of Assembly and all that. And they made sure they did that. He had the cooperation of the House of Assembly, and everything was set in motion. Yes. Now we see a situation where they now work together. That is exactly what we have been talking about all this while. There is no point for rivalry among security agencies when people are dying. Come together, form a union, and confront the common enemy. Don't let people continue to die while you play politics. And other states, either in the southwest, southeast, or wherever, they need to learn from the Ondo State example.
Yes.
How did it make it to work? How did they make it that things are going on fine between among all the security agencies so that people's lives can be saved? Look at what happened, what has been happening in that place before, but because of this, it has died down. And peace has begun to reign.
Let's talk about, for a long time now, Right Honorable Bello Aminu Masari, he has been facing, problems in different local governments of Katsina State. Now saying that more than 13,000 residents have been forced to flee their communities to neighboring Nigerian Republic over constant attacks. This is so shameful, and this is the home state of Mr. President.
You know, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
That once it's 6 p.m., there are some Nigerian businessmen from Katsina State. They have built houses inside Nigerian Republic. Once it's 6 p.m., they've finished their business for the day. They are going to sleep inside Nigerian Republic. There are many like that. But the governor is even talking about a local government, GBI local government. There are 13 local governments where bandits are running riot in Katsina State. But this GBA local government, Shimfida especially, that was the village that I visited where I interviewed bandits back then. It's that same Shimfida that these guys have chased the residents away. They've now fled into Nigerian Republic. The bandits came, burnt their houses. It is that same Shimfida where bandits killed 18 soldiers in one day, including an officer. You know, I've talked about this repeatedly.
Yeah.
That we didn't avenge the killing.
Oh.
For reasons best known to us. If it's a civilian that slapped the soldier, oh. So bandits now think that they have the license to do more than slapping a soldier, to take the life of a soldier. We have not crushed them. There is no evidence that we have crushed them in that same town, Shimfida, Jibia local government. They killed 18 soldiers in one day. Then, that was not all. They went back. Some months back, killed soldiers again in the same place.
And nothing happened.
In the same place. Now, they burned people's houses. The people have now been forced to flee to Niger Republic.
13,000.
13,000 of them. The governor even said that he sent relief material
To them.
in another man's country.
It's a joke.
Their own country, they found their own country unsafe. But that's talking about a community. I'm saying that beyond Shimfida, beyond Jibia local government, many Nigerians from Katsina State have already bought houses in Niger Republic. That is where they sleep. They can't sleep with their two eyes closed. In their own country, they've taken refuge. Once they do their business before nightfall, they've gone to hide there. They prefer the protection of another man's country to the protection or lack of it that is prevalent in their own country. It is a matter of crying shame that we have degenerated to this level, that a country like Niger is just like a failed state. Because large swaths of Niger Republic are ungoverned spaces. You know? But at the same time, the Nigerians still find such a place, that Nigerians still find such a country safe enough to go and hide their heads, says a lot about the extent of insecurity in some states of the Northwest. See, last week, Governor El-Rufai said more than 300 people were killed in 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months, 3 months.
More than 300.
See, killed, not an accident, killed by bandits. Just 3 months. Look at how many people get killed on the average in 1 month by bandits. It just shows that we have no security anymore. 300 plus, more than 300 is such a huge number. If anybody tries it in some of the countries that they don't want us, they don't like it when we compare them, when we talk about Sena crime. And we will always talk about Sena crimes. Nobody. You can have 10 persons killed. You are carrying their picture. You are using it as your DP. 10 persons, so
you know what?
By terrorists. In our country, 300 and something people killed in just 3 months.
And nobody's.
And it's now looking like it's normal. Look, I agree with the governor of Kaduna State that if Zamfara were to do the same kind of survey that Kaduna conducts, their own figure could even be double that of Kaduna. If Kebbi conducts their own survey, it probably will be closer to what Kaduna has. If Niger, the most bandit-infested state, were to do their own, it will be greater than
So you have
Kaduna.
Almost every part of the country bleeding. Because when you talk about the southeast, is another sad story.
Oh, no.
Where a lawmaker was beheaded.
No.
And his head was taken to the marketplace.
You see, that one is a very, very gruesome and pathetic case. In fact, up till this moment, I'm still trying to process it and see exactly what is it that
I don't know when the
looking
Southeast
at.
is generated into this
You know,
audio of
and
violence.
the problem now is that when it happens in a particular region, the offenders are not prosecuted, are not found, it continues to grow. Without any, it is not with sense of pride, but when you look at it, in the whole of Nigeria now, it looks as if it's the only Southwest that is
Yes.
a bit. Look,
It's
in
evident.
every other place. Now, the question I was asking a colleague this morning was this. Now, in the north, they are killing people, they are kidnapping people. In the southeast, the same thing is happening. Take a look at it. Why is it that in the southeast, nobody has been able to put a hand on what is going on? Okay, you complain that they are killing your people in the north. You want them to run away from the north and come back home. They come home, they are killing them.
Are killing them.
God forbid, if in the southwest it happens also, where will you run to?
Where will you go?
You cannot run to the north, you cannot run to the southeast. So what exactly is going on all over the federation that the government cannot in any way find a solution to? In Kaduna State, in Katsina State, the essence of government, or the reason why people say we want our own, is to have that assurance that if a person from my part of the country is the president of Nigeria or the governor of my state, my area will be safe. But that has been blown off.
Yes.
It has become a blown balloon.
with what we are seeing in
Especially with
Katsina.
what is happening.
Okay.
If Katsina can be
All
that
right.
unsafe, Kaduna can be that unsafe. And those are the two places the president have lived most of his life.
Wow. And finally, we have to move on. The conduct of primaries by political parties to pick candidates for the 2023 elections have begun, and so are the accompanying intrigues and crisis. The All Progressive Congress, APC, in states like Rivers, Benue, Oyo, and Sokoto are facing crisis arising from last week's election of delegates of governorship primaries holding on Thursday. Many party leaders and aspirants are alleging that that elections were not held, but delegates were just handpicked by rival groups. Meanwhile, the Lagos State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has urged the party's National Working Committee, NWC, to cancel the House of Assembly, House of Representative primaries of Sunday in the states. Addressing newsmen in company of other executives of the party, governorship aspirants and party leaders in Ikeja, the PDP chairman in the state, Phillips Avoji, said the ad hoc delegates list brought by the electoral committees for both primaries was compromised. Let's share the story with you.
As the 2023 general elections get closer, the Independent National Electoral Commission have said all political parties must submit their candidate lists before the 3rd of June. But for PDP Lagos, they met a roadblock as the State Executive Committee rejects the ad hoc delegate list brought by the Electoral Committee to the state for the purpose of conducting the House of Assembly and of Representative elections. While addressing party faithfuls and journalists in Lagos, the chairman of the party in the state said the ad hoc list that emanated from the state and submitted to INEC is completely different from the one brought by the committee for the purpose of the exercise.
Position of the constitution of the party and the guideline, the election committee came into the state with list of venues already chosen electoral officers. This is the responsibility of the state ESCO and therefore totally unacceptable.
They also call for outright cancellation of the primary.
Therefore call for outright cancellation of the entire exercise. Will not only jeopardize the chances of the party at the polls, it will also lead to plethora litigation afterwards.
One of the aspirants contesting for the House of Representatives in Etiosa local government reacted to the cancellation by the state executive.
We are very positive that an election will hold because any attempt to say that an election will not hold or cancel an election because of your personal interest will mean that we will not have a candidate for PDP. So it is very critical that as party men, we stay the party line. Unity is what we're preaching. Those of us that are aspirants have invested time, resources in this process, and Nigeria is ready for rescue.
For now, it is uncertain when the Lagos State PDP will conduct its primary for the respective positions. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Lagos.
Welcome back. Julie, it's the week is going to be long and very interesting for both
politicians.
All the political parties.
They are behaving true to type. If we didn't see this kind of crisis during those primaries, I would have felt that Nigerian politicians have completely turned a new leaf. Yeah. But all of what we are reading, it just shows that the Nigerian politician remains
ensure that the system
his true self. He has not changed. They are going to skew the system in their own favor. Look at in Rivers, Magnus Abbey.
It was like another.
I'm not. They were firing guns at themselves, and they are saying,
same old crisis."
They are complaining. No, because they did not resolve the crisis
at all.
Wamako and Gada in Sokoto, the crisis was not resolved, and some of these crises date back to 2015.
Yes.
They were not resolved. So what do you then expect? By the time they come for primaries, either group will be struggling to gain upper hand over the other, and they will use crooked means. A situation in which even the leadership of the party at the national level will be siding a particular group in a state to the point of changing lists, and the list that you have changed will not reflect what transpired during the World Congresses, where elections were held and all that. It's very shameful that our politicians still remain like this. Just look at all of those states where we had crisis in the APC, Oyo, even Benue.
Yeah.
Benue, where they are not even sure that they will win the election. Look at what they are doing to themselves. They are still bringing fake delegate lists because they assume the hard. So I just don't understand. If you can't come together to conduct primaries that are not rancorous, to bring the right people, how are you going to win the election? How are you going to win the election? This is where it starts. By the time some people feel bitter now, they will go and work for the enemy.
Yeah.
That's what usually happens in this party, APC especially. That of PDP in Lagos, I'm not surprised. Look at Folani and Adelabu in Oyo. They found it difficult to resolve their dispute.
Because, again, we are still going to be getting complaints from what happened today. The primaries were conducted across
the country today. Continue up till the very last minute. And lack of ideas or lack of the decision to resolve those matters are what is leading to what we are having all over the place. Now, Benue, Oyo, Rivers, and the rest of them, it is that internal problem. We must not forget, the problem of APC in Rivers is not PDP or Wike. It is the problem of the party itself. Because they have not been able to resolve. Exactly. Self-inflicted. They have not been able to resolve among themselves.
And
who is going to be our candidate? Let us all bury our pride. Let us all bury our differences. Let us work for the benefit of the party. The ultimate goal is that if you become the candidate of the party, there's the likelihood that there will be bandwagon effect, that people will vote for you. So you must struggle and do everything possible to make sure you are the candidate. And that is the problem.
I see them losing some states because, to litigation, not because they don't have the capability to win on the electoral field, but they will just go to court and endless court cases till after the election, and the court will just take their decision, and they will do something like Zamfara State again.
The politician is too selfish to change his bad ways. The Nigerian politician is too selfish to change his bad ways. And every electoral season, we see this kind of things happening. Conflict resolution mechanism is non-existent. May Malabuni has simply passed some of the crises that he inherited. He has passed it to the old man who is the chairman now. That look, go and be grappling with it. They couldn't resolve it in Kano. They went as far as Supreme Court. Ganduje claimed victory in the Supreme Court. He clinched victory. The other people, having lost at the Supreme Court, they felt vulnerable. Is at that point
But
that the party leadership should have come in to say, look, you are back from court. Let us see ourselves as one. They didn't come in. Today, Shekarau has left the party. And whichever way we want to look at it, that is a minus. The party is weakened by that. There's no doubt about it. So, and it's like that in other places too. Did they resolve Amechi and Magnus? After all these years, they refused to resolve them.
They have not.
Pre-2015.
Gada and Wamako in Sokoto, they did not resolve it. It's still there. And many chapters like that.
Olaika Igbule, thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution today. Thank you. And Bikio, thank you for your contribution. Thanks. We'll be back tomorrow, and that's our offering today. Join us on Sunday for Journalist Hangout on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Zubaku. God bless Nigeria.